And we now link up with Chemutai Goin, who is at the Teleposta Towers, which is the 2019 Census Command Center. And Goin, we understand the process has not been without challenges, even at this early stage where the census is yet to start. How are the officials there planning to deal with the challenges that are emanating from this?
Well, of course, Sam, you know that these past few days we've seen that the exercise has already been going through some teething problems. We saw enumerators in some parts of the country protesting delayed payment of their allowances, and some even saying that they will frustrate this exercise that is set to begin today at 6 p.m. if they don't get their dues. We also just had a while ago in Kayole, also some of the enumerators in that area were complaining that they have not received their dues, and we're waiting to actually get more pictures from them and possibly hear whether they have been able to access the government officials and whether they've been told that they will be given their dues before the exercise kicks off. And just here at Teleposta Towers, we know that the officials are trying to ensure that the issues that they've been undergoing in some parts of the country are being handled. We saw in Nyamira County that one enumerator who had gone to have one for the road, or possibly 2 or 3, and could not pay for it, gave out the mobile phone, the charger, and even that tablet as collateral so that he could leave here. He could not pay for his drink. We also saw another one in Kakamega County who went to have 1 or 2 drinks, and by the time he was leaving the establishment was a bit too drunk, and is said to have fallen into a stream. The equipment actually got damaged. So you see that those are some of the issues that already the exercise he is facing even before it kicks off. And also in West Pokot County, one of the enumerators who owns a workshop finished his job and left his equipment there, closed his shop and went home. Unfortunately, somebody came in and raided the area and the equipment was stolen. These are just some of the pocketful of some of the issues that we have seen in some parts of the country, and we know that the government officials are just ensuring that these teething problems are addressed before the exercise kicks off, and we expect that even those that have been damaged will be replaced. But known to any exercise, even the election, we saw that even as the exercise kicked off, some of the equipment failed, and there are those challenges that have been experienced, and we are waiting to see just how fast they can be handled to ensure that this exercise is a success. And maybe just to touch on one thing before I go, here at Teleposta Towers is where the command center will be housed, and we saw Cabinet Secretary for the Communication, Joe Musheru, speaking about some of the security measures that they've put in place to ensure that even Kenyans who are concerned about the security of the data and the information they will be giving the enumerators, how it will be treated. We've seen cases of like Cambridge Analytica where data has been mined and used for other purposes, but we saw the Interior Cabinet Secretary saying that the software they are using for the equipment that they're using for this exercise is locally made. It's software that is within the control of the Kenyan government officials, and that even those mobile phones that are being used cannot be tampered with by either the enumerators or any one person, because they have access, and they will be monitoring this exercise throughout 24 hours, 24/7, to ensure that anything that goes through any of the mobile devices or any of the tablets cannot be accessed by any other person. Just this giving Kenyans the assurance that any information they give to the government officials will not be used for any ulterior motives or will be accessed by unauthorized people. So some will be waiting to possibly hear during the subsequent briefings by the government spokesperson and even the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics Director General on maybe any other measures that they've possibly put in place to ensure that when the exercise kicks off, it goes on without a hitch. And if there are hitches, how are they addressing them? Sam?
Going just out of curiosity, when you hear of these enumerators who've been involved in those indecent conduct or indiscipline, are there any plans on how to replace those gadgets and also to replace those staff members, bearing in mind it's just about 6 hours or actually less than 5 hours to the start of the exercise?
That's part of the questions that we'll be pitching to the government officials when we speak to them. But what we know is that, of course, knowing that it is a digital system, they possibly would have backup, that even as they deploy the equipment to the different areas of the country, they would have extra equipment that could be used in case one gets damaged, that could be replaced. But those are questions that we'll be pitching to the government officials during the next briefing, just to see how they are handling some of these issues. But at least we know that the incident in Kakamega, the enumerators spent the night in police cells to cool off and possibly just ensure just to wait for the alcohol to wear out before the police can now question him, just to know what transpired. But we will be giving you further updates as the day goes by, and as soon as we are able to get more confirmation and more detailed information from the government officials. Back to you in studio.